Right, hello everyone. Welcome to Arcs Tier 1, third round of the season, and it's Silverstone. Was due to be um, Jeddah, but we decided as a league to change it to Silverstone as a mark of respect and congratulations to the England ladies football team. Um, Sorry, I've just got Isaac's asked to come to the party, but right, there we go. In a way, yeah. So, as a shout out to the England ladies who did what the men haven't been able to do since 1966 and bring home a major footballing trophy for the country. Um, Back in 1966, of course, it was illegal for women to play football. So that shows how long they've come, how far they've come, which is amazing. So, as you can see, some rain then. So just a reminder that it's full qualifying, 50% race. Just got 15 drivers at the moment, but I know we've got Brief and Cow coming in. Um, just looking down, I know we had a few missing tonight. For example, I know like Andrews is on holiday, so we're definitely missing Andrews. Um, right. Anyway, so let's get to a driver that's actually on track, shall we? It was out first. Samuel's there, so it's someone else. Is it the other Alpine? I think it is. So it's Hoff. Um, Glad to see both Alpines out there. Missing one in Tier 2, unfortunately. Mackie on holiday. He'll be back next week. So, and, I know he's looking forward to it as well. Validation doesn't matter. Just out laps at the moment. So we'll stick with Hoff, who literally, I was just in a chat with him very quickly, and he asked me not to not to show him on stream because he's bound to spin it. Well, you shouldn't come out on track first then, Hoff, should you? So there you have it. We've already got someone on. Not this rain. That's not the exact words he used, Evan, but that's what I'll say on stream. That advanced you to level 7 as well, Evan. Congratulations. Okay, I'm just getting myself into the stream so that I can see if anybody is chatting. There we go, I'm into the stream now as well. See, there's a few out there. Right then, guys, so, well, we've just had the Tier 2 race. There's Lord DA coming in, so let's join, but he's okay. Plenty of time to get a lap in. He's not, no reason he can't. As Hoff was absolutely correct, he did spin it. Let's go. That wasn't Brian. Who's the other Alpha Tauri? Jon Snow. So John's on a hot lap. So we'll go with it. So I don't know if it's rain all the way through or just for qualifying. But, I think it was bound to happen. We've just had Tier 2. It was a fully dry race from the start of qualifying all the way through to the end of the race. So we were bound to see a bit of rain in Tier 1, really. Can't have two Silverstones in a row without rain. So we saw rain on Thursday night in a realistic tier. And I actually raced in that this week, and I could tell you that was really hard. It wasn't easy at all. So It's one of those that started dry and went wet later on. And the big winners were those that opted to start on hards because the rain came a little bit late for the medium starters. So it was difficult. And it's John then, 39-2. Samuel is backed out of his lap. Venom, he's just raced in Tier 2 but didn't have much luck. Ended up as a retirement a bit early on, so hopefully he's reserving in Tier 1. Hopefully he can have a bit more luck this time as Reaper goes fastest on a 39-1. Tire marks on the track is brilliant, that, isn't it? You didn't see them like that in the last game. That's an improvement they've made to the game, and I know when you say, oh great, yeah, so you can see tyre tracks on there, but I keep getting kicked out of the lobby, but it's the little tiny little things like that that make the game better. As Venom crosses the line then, 140 puts in fourth at the moment. Brian has gone across on a 38-0, so he's fastest. Bertie just started a lap, so let's move down. Actually, let's ride Overston with LGR Joker. So, Joker has just joined ARC. Now, I did a bit of practice with him earlier on, and he looks like a good driver to me, so let's hope we see that in the race. We'll ride on board for the lap of Silverstone. Like, doesn't let his revs go high, doesn't he, on the gearing up? So, bear in mind, these weather conditions, generally, people on the first laps do, yeah, I did English briefly. Sorry, I was rushing about, so I didn't respond, but, no, we're not going to. We won't take any reserves sort of last second, buddy. Just thank you for doing the Tier 2 stream for us. But we'll be back in on Thursday at Jeddah. 37.4 for Brian. Goes faster again on his next lap. Stick with Joker. Smith is first. It's all looked pretty tidy, I have to say. I know when he joined, he did mention that he's quite new to it all, but actually, looking at that time, nobody sets a time like that. On a 38 flat on his first lap, goes faster than Reaper by a second. Nobody sets a time like that if they're completely new to it. He clearly knows what he's doing, so let's come off with a cockpit view because it's quite loud. Evan then, so this is TRT Evan, heading round the final corner. Crosses the line on a 37.7, goes P2. A couple of people not out the pitch yet. Just going to have a quick look at tyres. So yeah, everybody on the intermediates. Lord DA's retired. I think that's added a final corner. I think he's lost it. But got Reaper just coming round now. Oh, it's cleared before we... Just as we were coming corner, it disappeared. So, forget that. Who's this? Going slow. This is Brian. I think he might have run out of fuel. Walkie, is that who's ahead of him? Yeah, he's going slow as well. It's out the way for the McLaren. Must be Evan. 25T Evan. Where's Briefing Cow? Joining. Yeah, you could. Yeah, if you wanted to spectate, mate, just make sure that if you join, don't press join lobby. You press Y to spectate. Okay, otherwise it'll give you a cart. So. Or you could do that. Just wait till the race starts. So Evan crossed on a 37.668. I think we're getting used to this each week, aren't we? With a freeway dogfight between Brian and the two Evans. Zico's not got it sort of in about that fight yet so far this season, but he will be. I can guarantee you that. He definitely will be. So, we've What a cut. Oh, we got an Alpine off as well. Samuel's just lost it. That AlphaTauri used to be stationary for a long time. Oh, it's Brian. It was Brian. I didn't think it was, but yeah. Stayed stationary for a very long time then. Lucky he didn't get disqualified. And we'll go with Dogs then. Dog usually. Another one, he's your current Tier 1 champion. Don't quite feel over the last couple of weeks that he's really gotten into the rhythm yet. But I 100% expect him to. He was my teammate last season, and we took constructors in Tier 1, and he took the drivers with me second, and I'd say he was a fantastic teammate to have. Not just because he scored lots of points, but because he was a good teammate to have. If he was in a position to help me when we were out on track, then he would, and I did the same back. It's just one of those partnerships. I'm hoping to strike up with Meki when he's back next week in Tier 2, but we'll see. Dogs then goes P9 for the moment. We saw quite a few mistakes from him there actually, so I think he's got a lot more time in him than that. Bear in mind, only the one driver will be leaving us at the end of this session. If Briefing Cave gets in time, then he'll that make it 2. So with Lord DA out and retired, all Walkie needs to do to go ahead of him is just get a time on the board. And as things stand right this second, he would be safe. Okay, English, no worries, man. I just realised I've had a few questions asked in Discord. I'm just replying. I give a shout out as well to GTD Assassin on his first race in Tier 2, and picked up, I think it was 9th, wasn't it, Assassin? You finished, so well done to you on your first race. And first points for Williams, he says, as well, so that's good. So just stop watching Gaza here, aren't we? Briefing Carry came into the session, he now left the session. Walkie then just needs to get that time on the board. Don't need to be quick, as it stands right now. Just get one on the board. Okay. Okay. Anyway, did Walkie get a time on the board? Not yet. Got to stick with him. It's his qualifying that's on the edge here. So Briefing Cow has joined. He's got just about enough time. Rain is so horrible, says Evan in the Discord, and yeah, it definitely is, mate. Cool. Yeah, did he look good English? I thought he must have done pretty well to finish ninth, to be fair, so... From what I saw of Joker in the practice, I think he's going to be good. So we've hopefully picked up a couple of good drivers this week. So come on, Walkie, get a time on the board, mate. Hoff has improved up to a 41.6. He was on a 44, so he's moved the benchmark a bit higher. Yeah, well done, Assassin. Just remember, even if you're outside the top 10, all finishers in Arts, with our point system, everybody scores points if you finish. So we do 40 to the winner, 32 second, 28 third, even if you finish 20 if you pick up 1 point. So Walkie then, a 41.0 is invalidated. Oh, that's a nightmare for Walkie. He's invalidated the last corner, which means this lap is invalidated as well. Now he does have enough time. So he needs to get that ERS turned off. He's got enough time to get one more go at it. What a nightmare for him. So 41.0 would have got him ahead of Hoff. So he would have been, potentially through, depending on if Hoff had improved or not. Which at the moment he's not showing that he's going to. Oh, Hoff's off track, so yeah, he's got enough time. I just wonder, was that Walkie that's gone past him? No, Walkie's the one further around the track. Okay, so that must have been Venom. Let's see Runner. We haven't seen Runner yet. A couple of attempts down in sector 1. It's coming up to the end of sector 2 now. Through Maggots and Beckett's and 3.5 attempts down now. Maybe the rain's getting a bit worse, maybe the track's getting a bit wetter. So it usually works the other way in these conditions, that you generally see people improving as the more laps they do. There's an Alpine off track there, and so Briefing Cow starts his lap, then he's got one shot at this. Invalidation sees him out. So he started the season superbly strong. Leads the championship early doors, and is leading the championship in the realistic tier on Thursdays as well. So he's had a great start to his ARC career, should we say. Looks like Venom Hyper's gone off track in the Haas. So we've got Briefing Cow here. Walkie is on the same straight just behind us. So those are the two that we're watching, really. Just quickly flick to Walkie. Yep, no invalidation yet, so he's on the lap. Yeah, heading to Jeddah next, Assassin. Found Assassin was when Jeddah joined the calendar when it first came into the game. Everybody did it in time trial and thought, oh, this is going to be a nightmare for a race. It's going to be an absolute nightmare. There's going to be safety cars all over the place. It never happened. In ARC we had, over the 3 races that we did there in the first season, we had 2 safety cars in the next season I think it was 3 and 4 races, so it just doesn't seem to work like that. As Briefing Cow comes through the final corner, and it's a 37.2, so comfortably through in P2. Walkie, hasn't invalidated. I think he's going to do it. He does. He goes up to P10. That's a great lap from Walkie, and that knocks out Ark Hoff, which may not be the worst thing, Ark Hoff. It's one of those tracks, Silverstone. If you can't start from the front, I'd kind of prefer to start from the back, because turn 1, 2, 3 and 4 particularly are a nightmare sometimes around here. So let's start. I think we're just waiting for dogs to be pushed into the garage fully. Venom giving a shout out to Walkie, his teammate. He did you proud there, mate. Jumped right up to P10. Venom through as well, P15. So that's both Haas through. And finally he's pushed into the pits. Yeah. So well done, Haas boys. You're both through. Just looking down then. Good early signs from a multitude of drivers' teams. See the two Aston Martins up in 6th and 7th there. You got the two Ferraris in the top 10. Both Alpha Tauris in the top 10. Good signs. Good signs. So we'll see as we go into Q2. I think we should have a Oh, only 14. Oh, Venom, did you crash? I didn't notice you crashed. So I think we're heading into Q2 with 14 drivers. Are you through? No, you're not through. You must have crashed. There's rain in the race, says Brian. Oh dear. Okay, is it for the whole race, Brian, or just part? You don't have to tell me which part, just say part race or full race. I'm not getting very much luck with comms recently. I did comms last night on Monaco. Oh, comms through PRF1 on Monaco, and yeah, it absolutely bucketed down the whole race around Monaco. 2 hours 20 minutes it took us for a qualifying and race. That was great fun. And there was one overtaking the whole race, and I missed it. Brian says enters the whole race, and Venom, yeah, I crashed. Yeah, so if you crash, mate, that's it. You don't get to take part any further. So, first out on track for Q2, we have one of the Ferraris, which is Art Bertie. Recently joined our comms team. He's going to be running comms on Thursdays in the Realistic League. I was helping out a bit, but I think as of next Thursday, or this Thursday coming, I mean, I'll be otherwise engaged, so Bertie is doing a great job in a way so far, and I think he will do, especially as he gains more and more confidence doing it. I think he'll do a great job, so yeah. So thank you for him for joining that. So Bertie ran the final corner then. Just starting off his first attempt at a lap in Q2. The rain, can't say it's looking much different, the track. So on these few shots here, it doesn't look like there's much rain, but then I think it's raining a bit harder than it actually looks on screen at the moment. Anybody out there thinking, I wonder if somebody will try and do the whole race on one set of inters, it'll be a no. They won't make it. I've done the maths on it. They can't possibly make the full race, so it'll be a a one stop. 2 sets of inters. I would imagine they'll generally be looking to pit under safety car if there is one. So, looking like a pretty decent lap from Birdie so far. Not really looked out of sorts. Just making his way round, basically. He's going to put what looks like it's going to be a reasonable time on the board here. So 1:38.4 from Birdie. I think we'll see the top guys doing 37s, possibly 36s even. This is Gaza coming round. It's a 38.7 for him, puts him P2. Got any others? The other McLaren, this is Evan. So Brian goes fastest on a 36.6. FRT Evan across the line goes P2 on 36.8. Wilkie's on his way round again. And look, going to get a time on the board on his first attempt this time. It's a 1:39.3. So, much better this time from Wilkie. So it does look like the track's maybe dried up a little bit, doesn't it? Time slightly faster than Q1. So, I mean, for us to see slicks, it's got to dry out a lot more than this. So we'll see how it goes. But maybe towards the end of Q3 we might see some slick action. So with Reaper at the moment, he heads and a right-hander. It'll take him on to the straights. Tiny little kink in the road here, and this leads up to Copse corner, where last season we saw that amazing crash between Verstappen and Hamilton. And, sorry, it's Reaper we're on with. Did I say Reaper? I thought I said runner. Oh well, it's our Reaper anyway. Again, looks like a pretty solid lap from Reaper. Yeah, he is quick, man. Venom, he's briefing. He's a quick lad. So, just under 2/10 quicker there than Brian. Well, all those lot, Venom, Briefing Cow, Brian, the two Evans, Zico. I mean, Dog's on his day as well. Every dog has his day. I mean, there's just a few. Then the likes of Gaza, John, Reaper, well, Samuel, well, all the others really. None of them are slow, so. Brian spun across the line. Okay. For once, I missed a spin of yours, Brian. So, Reaper doing well there in a way. How's Samuel getting on? He's heading into the final couple of corners. Looks like he's heading for about a 39. So, 39.4. We'll keep him P13 for the moment. Dogs is invalidated, so we're not going to see a lap from him yet. Anybody improving? Briefing Cow slightly up in the first sector. Who was that there? Ah. They were up. This was FRT Avenue. He was definitely up then in sector 2. So let's take a look at him. He may not. Is he finishing this lap off? I wasn't sure if he would because his fuel light is flashing. So he's going to take the improvement by the looks of it, and it's a 36.4. Puts him half a tenth up on Briefing Cow. TLT Evan doesn't improve. Briefing Cow then should be coming around towards the end now. He is, but he's half a second down. We'll watch him over the line just in case, but I can imagine he's getting that back. No, so doesn't improve. TLT Evans just started his lap. Runner has him, unfortunately invalidated into the pits then. Dogs, not got a time on the board yet, but so validation. Williams. Into Q3 if we can. Oh, it's another invalidation. Dogs. So TRT Evan then. Stick with him as he comes up to Maggots and Beckett's. And across the line for Sector 2. There he is, and he's half a second up, so heading for P1. He's heading for a 36.2, but only needs a slight improvement in the final sector to go faster than that. Could potentially see a 35 here. Which does lend more weight to the idea. It's hard to know, because it could just be Evan improving. It's a 36.1 in the end. It could just be Evan improving that. It's hard to know whether that's a sign that the track's drying out or not. Clearly it's still raining, but it doesn't look massively hard. As just coming up to the end of Sector 1. Yeah, so quarter of a tenth up. That suggests to me that the track's probably drying out. That's a big gain in Sector 1. So, his teammate currently up in P2. But, they just want to get both of them through the Q3. Don't matter which positions they are, as long as they're both through the Q3, and then they can fight it out. For me, I think on paper, probably the strongest team in Tier 1. But, we've got close competition as well, though, from the Ferraris and the Astons. Somebody just nips ahead of him. Samuel just nips ahead of him in the Alpine. That's P8. 37.9. And Sam. Gaza then keep this improvement. As he heads to the line. It's going to be a 37, is it? Yeah, 37.9. Stays P10. He's in trouble still. Is John improving? No. Looks like he might just be trying to get the tyres up to temperature before having a real go. It just can be a bit difficult to get up to temperature. Reaper just crossed the line, 37.8, so that was an improvement for him as well, I think. No, I don't know, I think he was going on to a lap actually. I think that was just telling me what his best time was. Dogs has jumped up to P7 by the way, 37.6. Reaper down towards the end of Sector 1, down Hanger Straight, and he's nearly 3.5 temps up, so... Oh, but then he invalidates on the left-hander. Unlucky Reaper, but he knows the times there then. Samuel, no. Gaza, no. Bertian, Roadrunner on outlaps. Dogs just coming at no, he's miles off. Zico, no. He's just starting a lap by the looks of things. What about Briefing Cow? No, he's invalidated, so we may as well go to Zico by the looks of it. So currently, firing the tyres from the session. 2.5 minutes to go. Be a bit careful in these conditions. It can be a bit risky. The track does dry out enough. You could see the guys a bit further down suddenly doing much faster times. But to be fair, I think the guys in the 36s, which is the top 4, are probably safe. But Briefing Cow managed to 35.9, so he's the first into the 35s. So all signs that the track is gradually improving. Zico just on his way to the end of Sector 2. He's 8.5 temps up, so he's heading for a low 36 as it stands. May even go into the 35s. If we can now Sector 3. Sam retires out of the session. Also, in the Pits. Zico always invalidated before he crosses the line. It would have been a 1.1 attempts improvement. So that would have put him into P1. Let's get down to the guys who were fighting for survival. Then Birdie is invalidated. I don't think he's likely to make it round from there. I might be wrong, but I can't see that. Runner is giving it a go. John's on an outlap. He's fine to get across the line. But Runner's the man to watch now. Heads down Hanger Straight to the end of sector 1, and he's half a second up. So P10 currently. Gaza is not out on track. And Runner has just made a huge improvement in sector 1. So, as you can hear that in the background, that's my dad singing away to the adverts on the telly. Through cops then for Runner, seems to push it out. And, Ferrari gets out of the way. I think that Ferrari may be out of fuel, I'm not sure. Car off track, or has slowed down maybe for another car to come and overtake them. Runner gains a bit more through sector 2, he's about 6 tenths up. Needs to find the time. I think it's all about Runner. John might be still going, I'm not sure, but I don't think Birdie is. No, Birdie's into the pits. Runner then heads to the line. It's a 38.5, improves in the end by just over 3 tenths. That actually leaves him, keeps him P12. Birdie into the pits, as I said. John is miles off, absolutely miles off, so I think that'll be it. Reaper still out there. Is he improving? Nope. I think that's it then. I think Gaza scrapes into Q3 by the skin of his teeth. And we're going to lose, unfortunately, the Ferrari of Birdie, the Red Bull of Roadrunner, Jon Snow in the Alpha. Have a little spin there by little swings. And the Haas of Walkie. Again, look. I think he's messing about, I'm not gonna lie. I think he's having a bit of fun here, John. And the pits as well. So we'll need to wait for John's car to be pushed in unless he retires out. If John's listening, John, if you're listening, just retire out. So, yeah, Birdie, that's a great job. I'm missing so many spins. Sorry, mate. Yeah, I must be tired after my P2 in Tier 2. Drunk a bit too much of the champagne. I like 11, it's good, yeah. Well done, Bertie. Great job there, mate. Only just off of Gaza. Nearly made it to Q3. But, there we see it then. Briefing was fastest in that session. We're into the 35s. I expect that to come down a bit more in the final session. The two Evans 2 and 3. Brian 4. Dogs 5. Joker in 6 on his debut. Well done, Joker. Zico, Reaper, Samuel, Gaza. We won't make the top 10 and we'll go into the pole position shootout. We lose Birdie, Roadrunner, Jon Snow, and Walkie. As I've got time to do it, I may as well just flip through the instance. It's just a load of invalidations, of course, in qualifying. So there we have it. So we head into Q3. Any predictions from anybody? What the top 3 will be? I'm going to grab a quick coffee before they start a second. Right, he's back, and let's get the details up again. And we got an Alfa Romeo heading out. Oh, is that an Aston Martin? Is Reaper coming out first? Yeah, looks like it is. So the boss man is first out. So here we go. Hey, Ghost Rider. All good, mate. We got a wet race on our hands, as well as a wet quali. Inters all the way, I believe. Briefing Evan me. What? So you're going for briefing Cow, Evan, then you. Which Evan? That's not fair. You've got to specify which Evan, Brian. Leaving his options open. Two Evans are so close, I don't like to guess which one you were actually meaning. I reckon you mean Lux Evan, which is TRT, but... Reaper, get in there. Q3 shootout will start soon. The everybody on outlaps as well, which is great. So all 10 cars on the track. Sometimes in the dry conditions you don't see that. They may all come out at some point, but quite often one or two stay behind and don't go out on the first run. My prediction, by the way, I am going to go with Zico, briefing, TRT Evan. Driver goes with Brian, TRT, and briefing. Ooh. Sometimes you get a little surprise in there. Dogs just struggled through the first two sessions, so Dogs might surprise us and stick a time in. I do look at this top 10 and think that what a top 10 it is. Fantastic. So, one of the McLarens has spun out of the final corner. I'm not going to move to them. Let's just have a look at which one it was. It was FRT Evan. Oh, and Dogs is off track as well. Let's just go back to Reaper though. Rather watch somebody on the time. Nice through Maggots and Beckett's. Was a little bit wide on exit, which stunted his exit speed a little bit. It's, I doubt anybody will put the perfect lap in throughout qualifying. It's going to be tiny little mistakes in these sort of conditions throughout a lap. It's just how many you make, really. So, out of the final corner, and Reaper crosses the line to a 37.1. So that's an indication. Reaper's gone faster than he's been all day so far. Lux Evan crosses the line to a 35.7. Gaza 37.0. The track is definitely drier. Samuel spun it. Dogs has invalidated. The Ferrari is Zico. He's still going. Zico comes out the final corner. Down on the others. It's 38.1. That suggests to me he's not had a proper lap there. Samuel Joker's invalidated. Dogs is invalidated. FRT Evans invalidated. So let's go back to the other guys. Brian went up into Peter. Oh, Brian, I think, crashed. Just as I went to go to him, he crashed, so his name blanked out and I couldn't move to him. He's around here somewhere. There he is, over on the left-hand side. He always manages to put it places that nobody else can. Sorry, Evan. 4,000 stand at the moment. Who's that ahead of him? That's Reaper ahead, isn't it? He's not improving, so let's stick with TRT Evan. He's a 10th down. I have to admit, if this was me, I would be doing what Evan's doing exactly right now. I'd go into the pits, get a fresh set of inters, and then go out for 2 or 3 laps to the end. Briefing crowds heading through. Final corner now, and it's a 35.6. So he takes provisional pole by 6 thousandths of a second over Evan. Gaza invalidates him. Wasn't a quick one in a way. Zico is improving massively. Zico's 35.9. Believably puts them P3. Coming through the final corner. Gets the time on the board, just fun. That puts him legitimately in P7. Dogs is early in the lap. Evan, Evan, Joker and Dogs haven't managed to get times on the board as of right now, but Dogs is on a lap. He is on comms and I'm in the wall again. It's not my fault. Ghost Rider's also predicting 2 safety cars. Did the wall taste nice, Brian? The question is, will anyone risk slicks near the end if it's drying up? I don't think it's dry enough, mate. To be quite honest, looking at the times, I don't think that's dry enough. So, well, somebody might give it a go, but I honestly don't think that'll be dry enough, as Dogs does invalidate again. Not having much luck there. Dogs, Sam's off at Cops. Gaza is improving, he's 3 tenths up at the end of sector 2. You may see Gaza improving lap after lap. I think he's probably fueled to go through this whole session. So he's 36.5, is P5 for him. That was an improvement on time but not position, but it makes it a lot harder for the others to ahead of him. Samuel was still off track, so we know he's not improving. Dogs is invalidated the next lap as well. Brian leaving and joining. Look like your connection's doing too well tonight, Brian. Gaza another 10.5 up in the first sector. The only worry for Gaza here is that he doesn't have that much energy. Comes through Cops. We'll keep with him to the end of sector 2 and see if he's managing to keep improving, because everybody else in the pits, apart from Dogs, who's invalidated in a way, so we may as well stick with Gaza as he crosses the line for the end of sector 2, and he's gone to a 10th down now. He has got so low on energy now that he's at the point where that's going to be really affecting his time. So it becomes a case of, well, his lights flashing. He's going to do well. He needs 30 seconds to get in. Takes him down to 220. 30 seconds to get out, it's 150. Make any amendments. If you make the amendments in 10 seconds, he's going to be pushing it, isn't he, to get out and get onto another hot lap. Dogs then crosses the line. Briefing Cows out on an 8 lap. It's Dogs on a hot lap now then. We have 3 fresh sets of inters for the race. Lovely. I guess they could be useful, Brian, if there's safety cars and stuff. They could come in useful. I think as the alternative strategy, I think the game might offer you a 2-stop. I don't know. I doubt you'll even entertain that idea. So, Dogs then coming through Maggots and Beckett's now, and looking a lot better here. So comes up to the, he's in a 109, so he's looking, I think he's looking somewhere around Gaza on a 36.5. Depending on how good his final sector is, of course. Ethan Carr has started a hot lap, so we'll move to that in just a moment. But let's watch Dogs over the line, and it's 36-1 in the end. So that puts him P5 ahead of Gaza. He's just missed Bryant, less than a tenth. Sorry, let's go to briefing. It's just come through sector 1. It's showing as a purple first sector. We'll have a quick look at the double check, but no, nobody's risked the slicks. So Cow on his way round through Cops. Good view here of Maggots and Beckett's. He's invalidated. Not sure which corner he invalidated then. He didn't look like he was over the line. But that stops... Yeah, he's not going to have time to get round. He's only got 10 seconds. There's no way he's getting round to cross the line again. So let's move to... is that Gaza? Yeah, Gaza's not going to make it. Look, I said he was probably cutting it fine. FRT Evan has just started a lap. I think Zico is probably who we need to be watching here. He's just coming up to the end of sector 2. It looks quick. It's a 109.1, so he's just over 2 tenths up. He's purpled that sector. He's actually... If that was the end of the lap, he would have taken pole by 1,000th of a second. Oh, and he spins it. Oh, unlucky Zico. Unlucky. You were on for potentially pole position there, but unlucky. Stays nicely out of the way, though, for the Alpine. And Samuel heading round to see if he can improve on P8. It's a 36.8 from Sam. Only moves ahead of Reaper. But a much stronger lap from Sam. Well done. Joker trying to get a time on the board, as is FRT Evan. Lux 7 is improving. This is going to be pole position. As long as he keeps it clean through sector 3, this will be pole position for Lux. Out of the final corner. He's going to come across on a 135.1. So, actually, he's taking it by a lot more than I thought he was going to. Over half a second in the end. There was a little position jump at the end. I didn't see who that was. But whoever it was must have gone P2, because Briefing Cow has finished P3. So, that was FRT Evan then. So, the two Evans take 1-2. So, it's TRT Evan followed by FRT Evan. Briefing Cow in P3. Joker took P4 in the end. Great debut qualifying from Joker. Well done. Zico P5. Brian, having crashed out, holds on to P6. That's not too bad considering. Dogs ended up P7. Gaza P8. Samuel Piener in P10. So congratulations there to TRT Evan with the pole position. We are at 59. We made 5 past, I think, for the race start. So, one. Oops. Yeah, good night, Dad. Okay, it's dry. I think the Dogs has just said, wait, what? It's dry. Everybody is shot. Everybody's gone. It was supposed to be raining all race, and it's not. So, that's going to make the race interesting. As for myself, guys, like the drivers, I'd just like to take a quick break. I'll be back with you shortly with a fresh coffee and hopefully a less croaky voice, because it feels, well, I don't think it sounds too bad, but it feels a little bit croaky. I'll be back shortly in a way. Right, hello guys, we're back. The shout out's gone to ready up. Apparently nobody's seen it yet. Now somebody has. Excellent, right. Wet setup in the dry, going to be a good race this indeed. Unlike 15th lap. Dry rest, dry to wet, I think. Wait the fun. I don't know if that's Dutch again from... Oh yeah, that is Dutch again from Brian, and I've just realised what it probably means. WTF. So, lights go out for the formation lap. Just to confirm then, TRT Evan will lead the pack from pole position. A couple of disqualifiers right at the start, then it's the two, well, it's the boss man and admin, Reaper and Runner. I wonder if Reaper didn't get off the line and Runner hit the back of him, maybe. Don't know. Lord DA's left the session. See if I can invite him straight back. There's a restart for lap 7. Luckily it's just a formation lap, but he has a spin. Guess he'd rather get it out of the way on a formation lap. Let's take a look then. So regarding tyres, so we've been told that it's likely to go to wet, maybe at some point. Venom suggests that, but he didn't seem particularly sure. So we got medium runners, the top 3 all on mediums. Joker has opted for softs, which is interesting. Zico on mediums. Then we got Brian, Dogs, and Gaz all on hards. Samuel mediums, and Reaper. Hards for Birdie, hards for Runner, softs again for Jon Snow. Then mediums for Wolkie, Venom, Hoff, and Lord DA. So some different strategies in there, make it interesting. I started on hards myself in tier 2 after qualifying 5th, I believe I was. It wasn't as high as I'd have liked, and I opted to start on hards because of where I qualified. If I was a bit closer to the front, I probably would have started mediums. But let's see. Well, we'll see what works out. I mean, if there is rain later in the race, then you would think that the hard tyres would be the ideal tyre to start on. They're the best race tyre around here, so see how it goes. The only thing I'm worried about for Joker and John starting on the softs is they don't last long, and so if it rains later in the race, it's going to end up being a 2-stop, and the pit lane is very long here at Silverstone, and it's only 37 miles an hour through the pit lane, so it's a really long pit stop here. It's not a bad view. Let's take that one. All lights are on, all lights are out, and 3rd place. Briefing Cow is flown off the line. Gets up into P1. Still battling with TRT Evan, who started on the pole. Keep it clean, guys. Well done. Oh, goodness me, give me an angle. Thank you. It's a drag race down the straight, down Hangar Straight. Brian leaves the session! Why's Brian left the session? Ah! Oh no, I don't need to do that. Let's get back up to them. Brian, where are you? Invite to game. Oh, it's a nightmare for him. He's having issues, isn't he? He had issues the other night. He actually had issues on Thursday night, but won the race. That could be a problem here. Amazingly, he's not lost any positions yet from it, and he's rejoining. He's still in P8, so he didn't get off the line great, but Look at Jon Snow, I've just realised, up to P6. He must have flown off the line. Let's get the position changes. Yeah, so Jon up 7 places. That's remarkable. It's Reaper and Sam are battling. Let's go down to them. Into the final sort of stadium section here, side by side. And that's brilliant racing. It looks like Reaper comes out holding on to his position there, but great battling from the pair of them. We've got Wolke, I think, is round. He is indeed, but everything looks intact, and on he goes. Just be a bit careful on the tyres, Wolke. Oh, and I think the other Haas has had a moment as well. And at turn 1. So the Alpha. Lord DA moves into P15, then the Haas find themselves down in 16 and 17. So, to be quite honest, these top 4 guys, well, even more than that, if I'm honest, these guys could be battling all race. They are so close on pace. It's absolutely fantastic. It's great for the league. It's great for them to push each other. And we've got a yellow flag. That is Lord DA. Right-hander. Wolke, the other Haas has already gone past. Wolke, and look round the outside before Cops. Lord DA obviously going to have to be a bit careful here. Stay side by side, providing us with some great racing. They make it through Maggots and Beckett's. Wolke comes out in the first. As Gaza has, I think, had a moment and dropped down to P14. So, great racing all the way through the field at the moment. Lord DA just got back ahead of Wolke there. Oh no, that's Wolke and Lord DA, unfortunately. Venom picks up a few seconds. Oh, Venom's out. Venom is out. Looks like it's about the same place as Brian. Yeah, look, he's Brian in qualifying. That surely is far enough off the track that it's not going to cause a safety car. Unfortunately, he was out early in Tier 2 as well. That's unfortunate for Venom. Tough night for him. Unlucky man. There's some other battles going on. Samuel has just gotten ahead of Bertie. I hadn't noticed that Zico has dropped down the order. Actually, something happens there. I think that's Hoff is round. We'll get going again though. P14 and still not far off the pack, and a full safety car is out. Oh, we've lost Samuel and Bertie. They must have had contact. Be careful here, Hoff. They're just round here. I think he's having to slow down for the time. So there's Bertie. Can't see Samuel. So there we have it. Remember, guys, if something was wrong, please clip it, put a ticket in the morning. Don't take anything to chat. There's no point. Just get yourself in trouble. There's Wolke pits. Because of the nature of where that incident was, I do think that maybe, because they were side by side, and I just wonder if whoever was on the left-hand side caught the curb and maybe lost it, and it's taken both of them out. I'm not sure. I'm guessing, but doesn't seem like a possible scenario. So, anyway, at this early point, Luck's still leading. No real surprise here to see John and Joker pitting off of the softs. Let's just go to the tyres. John is pitting to the hards. Joker is pitted to a fresh set of softs. Again, that's interesting. Someone who doesn't like hards. I know a lot of people don't like hard tyres, so I'll do anything to avoid using them. But John really has done the correct thing there. If this stays dry, he can potentially take those hards to the end. If you bear in mind, we're going to do probably a couple of laps under safety car. Compared to 20 laps, actually, it would be a push, in all fairness. Their actual suggested tyre life is 20 laps. But going by practice earlier on, I would say they will be very, very struggling, badly struggling, trying to take them that long. But of course, what he's done by doing that is covered off the idea that there may not be another safety car. So, what a shame for Samuel and Burley though, and Venom. Be a long day sometimes waiting for it to come round. Probably not so bad for the football fans, but with the Premier League starting today, but can be a long day, and always difficult or hard when it ends like that early on. So oh dear, Brian. He's had a little spin under safety car. He drops in down to P10. Yeah, I think Joker's having to slow down to let him back past there to avoid a penalty. Joker new to the league might not have known not to do that. You didn't need to do that when he passed Brian. Brian was still recovering from it, and he was allowed that position. The game's too quick to tell people to give it back. So it's probably actually it's better for Joker that he has, because what can happen if you pick up a penalty, you can clip it and send it in and ask for it to be removed because it's an unfair one. On the other hand, because Joker's on softs, we know he has to pit again, which means he would have served that penalty in the pits, and therefore it wouldn't be able to be removed after it's been served. So that's actually better for Joker that he's given it back. So we're just waiting at the moment for Lord DA, and oh, Brian's around again. Well, I missed the spins in quali. I'm not missing them now. Could feel the heat rising in that cockpit at the moment. When his safety car came out, he was in P6, and 2 spins means he's now P12. He's going to be a bit angry with himself for that. Now, the good news for the guys that started on hards, if this race remains dry, they may be able to extend this hard stint out to be able to move to soft tyres at the end. It's something they can consider. Personally, for me, well, my practice on softs earlier on, to be honest, I think I managed a lap that was 3 tenths quicker than what I managed on mediums. So my fastest lap on mediums was when they were like half worn. So well, I'm not a fan of using the softs in a race, to be honest, if you can avoid it. I do hope that they sort it out so that you get 2 sets of mediums for a race. I don't understand why that's not been sorted out in a patch already. They've done all sorts of other things, like changing Kevin Magnussen's eye colour. In real life, they definitely get 2 sets of mediums for the race. So we know that from Silverstone, because Max started on softs, moved to medium straight away on the safety car. Or not safety car, sorry, for the race restart, isn't it? And then he went to another set of mediums later on, so we know they're allowed it. Anyway, everybody's called up, so we will be restarting next lap. So it's going to be lap 18, that means 19 laps remaining. So well, I'm going to say this. I think it's possible for John to push the hires he's pitted to out to the end. He may need to look after him a little bit, because there may be a risk of a puncture on the last couple of laps. So he may actually need to look after those tyres to be able to do it. But see if he can. But the pit stop being so big here, so long, it has the potential to win in the race. Overall, if you can do it. There's the race control, just confirming that safety car is in this lap. So let's get on to Beef and Cow then for the restarts. So away goes Evan then, Beef and Cow follows. No obvious signs that anyone's caught anyone out. Or might be one or two here. It's John on the back of runner. And behind was Gaza and Joker, but nothing there. Zico goes for a move on Joker. And gets that one to stick. That was an important move for Zico. That was somebody on the exact same tyres as him, same life. So he's got that move done nice and early. Brian makes up one place. And, let's go back up then to the leaders. They're providing our closest racing action as it stands right now. And Jon Snow has just gotten ahead of Runner. Oh, and Runner's dropped a couple of places. Is he round? He's not round, but he looks like he's a little bit out of sorts and struggling to recover it. Oh, that's Brian. Going through. He just needs to get control of this. Looks like he's got control now as Wolke goes up the inside. Whatever happened there for Runner, whatever got him out of shape, has ended up knocking him down to the back. But a long, long way to go yet. Back with the leaders. Wolke picks up a penalty. Corner cutting. Oh, very on my list. Okay. So then, trying to keep an eye down on where battles may come. I think if we nip down to Brian and Lord DA. So this is Brian on 8-lap old hards now, with Lord DA on 4-lap softs. 2 of those laps would have been served under safety car. So I expect those softs are probably on about 25% wear already. Somewhere around that. It's Brian picks up a penalty. I have to say, Silverstone is one of those tracks. It's so easy to pick penalties up on. The amount of times you pick up a warning, you think, there's no way I crossed the line with 3 tyres. Zico has just gotten ahead of Jon Snow for a P6. As race control enables DRS. So I think it looks like Lordier's struggling to get actually on the gearbox of Brian. So let's just go back to the leaders. So this time round, for the first time, Breathing Cow will have DRS to aid him in trying to get past Evan. I just wonder how much he particularly wants to get past. Is it perhaps more advantageous to him to be able to stick behind and take advantage of the DRS as Dogs picks up 3 seconds? So, sector 1 yellow, that's Wolke. I think he's had a little moment coming out of the pits on the you got to heat those tyres up, Wolke. It'll be proper iffy at the moment. So we're on the main straight where you're likely to make a move with DRS. Briefing doesn't get close enough on that occasion. It is so difficult to follow someone underneath their gearbox through Maggots and Beckett's as Wolke is round again at the start of sector 2. He's having a bit of trouble getting them up to temperature. There's fresh sauce. Oh, Gaza's left the session. Where's Gaza? Where's Gaza? Invite to a game. Oh, that was Evan round. That was FRT Evan in the McLaren. Is round. He's got to be careful. Getting back going. He stays well out of everybody's way, so that's good. See, Gaza will be a little bit upset to see his teammate struggling there. So, don't battle. Your tyres are going to be. Have it. Just gonna have a couple of drivers coming round now. So there's an Alpha behind this, which is Lord DA. Look how unstable it is after the spin. That's the tyres are just heated right up. Of course, anybody that was using a wet setup for this race because we thought it was going to rain will be. Their tyres are going to be overheating because you would generally run a higher PSI on your tyres in the rain. As Brian now recovers up to P7, so the Alpha Tauris now running P6 and P7. We've got sector 2 and 3 yellows. I think it's Evan again. It is. I wonder if that's the issue with the high PSI. Perhaps the tyres are overheating. We're starting to see some pit stops now. Zico is in. TRT Evan's in and has gone to softs. They are definitely expecting rain. There's no way that TRT Evan would have pitted to softs there if we weren't expecting rain. So things have suddenly opened up for Briefing Cow, who finds himself 4.6 seconds ahead of Dogs. Running in P2 now all of a sudden. Reaper up into P3. And the Alpha Tauri now running P4 and P5. And obviously the question goes to, is it going to rain? If it rains, when will it rain? Because the medium tyre guys are at the end of their stints pretty much. They can't really go. I'm expecting Briefing Cow to pick this lap and see if he can get an overcut on TRT Evan. So that was Wolke just getting out of the way of the leaders. Staying nicely to the right, as you can see, and letting them all through. The yellow there in sector 3 was just because Wolke was driving slowly. As Reaper and Jon Snow having gotten ahead, Reaper just to see if he could take it back into the stadium complex, but didn't get on the power out of there, and through goes Jon, and Brian's trying to take advantage of that, and through goes Brian. So technically Jon and Brian on better tyres now than Reaper. He's on 12 lap old mediums. Briefing Cow is into the pits. Where is he? He's exiting. Where is Evan? So it's worked. The overcut's worked. Briefing Cow has got to get his tyres up to temperature though. I must admit, I don't think he's going to be too unhappy to see Evan on softs though. Be almost tempted just to say to Evan, you go on mate, you carry on because I don't need to fight you if you're on softs. Here they are. Goes to the outside. A tiny bit of contact, but it's made Evan go round. Hopefully he can recover that quickly. Get on his way. Just confirm it's definitely not an unsafe rejoin. It was just he was already on track, so he did his best to get going as safely as he could there. That's all good. And well, look at this now. So we've got AlphaTauri running 2 and 3, Aston Martin running 4 and 5, but in comes Reaper, so he's got to come in and get off those mediums. As Brian leaves the session again. Brian, sort your written out. My goodness, this is turning into an interesting race now. We've got a set to 1 yellow. It's an AlphaTauri. I think it's Jon. Yeah, it was indeed Jon. He's dropped to P5. So, strategy is still with him because he's still ahead of Briefing Cow. Actually, over 7 seconds up the road from Briefing Cow. Brian is back with us. Meanwhile, while this is going on, Dogs just finds himself 11 seconds in lead. And Joker is making a move on Brian, who, as we know, had lost connection. He's just rejoined back. And no real need for Brian to try and win that straight back. It's, I think Joker's probably heading into the pits. Can't imagine those softs have got any much more left in them at all. Runner picks up 3 seconds, so yeah, into the pits comes Joker then. Gets it slowed down nicely, so Brian will move back into P2. Things just look like they're starting to fall into Jon and Briefing Cow's hands. Briefing Cow coming out. Well, Joker hadn't made the stop yet, so someone else into that. It's Lord DA into the pits. Hoff's into the pits. So, lots of drivers being promoted up. Joker has gone to mediums to take him to the end. Lord DA remarkably goes to another set of softs. Hoff onto hards. So Jon then now battling with Gaza. Gaza still on his starting tyres. Jon gets the move done on the lead up to Copse there. I don't think Gaza will mind that too much. He can follow Jon through Maggots and Beckett's, take advantage of getting some DRS. So he's due into the pits anyway, Gaza. Dogs is in from the lead. So Brian's continued, so AlphaTauri will go 1-2 for a bit here. Dogs has got his new tyres. He's on his exit now. Where's Briefing? He's coming through the final corner. He's easily going to get ahead of Dogs. Evan... He's going to be close. Yeah, no, I think Dogs is going to get out ahead of Evan here. He does. Obviously, Evan had that spin after a bit of contact with Briefing Cow. It's kind of really hurt his race. And Zico now up to P7, looking better. And now, so, Dogs then is a real dark horse here. He's come out on fresh mediums. He's still getting them up to temperature, but the gap's going to end up being about 5.5 to 6 seconds to Briefing Cow. So it's going to be about, he's going to have 10 laps basically to get that gap down and get ahead as Briefing Cow catches, well, Gaza first and then John after. So all we know for certain at the moment is that Brian still has to pit. He's going for another lap on those hards. I think he's going to extend his hard stint here and look to move to softs to the end. As Dogs and Evan are fighting, obviously Evan would have caught him as he was trying to heat his tyres up. Dogs defends it. Just a little bit of battle for a moment, but obviously we know Evan at some point is going to have to come in. I really can only assume that Evan's faults were, like Venom mentioned in comments earlier on, that there's going to be a switch to wets at some point, or meat inters at some point. I'll have to see if that's the case, but he needs that rain to start now, really, because he's getting quite far into this soft stint. It's 9 laps at a push, 10 laps, well, 10 laps at the absolute most, I would say. I would guess, really. So, as I said, I think Brian still going to look to do another lap or two before coming in. Doesn't want to make this soft stint too long. As we got a yellow. That was just Walkie slowing down to let someone through. As Briefing Cow and Gaza go side by side into the sweeping right-hander, leads up to the stadium section. Now I've just realised that Gaza's on 16-lap-old hards. Now technically he shouldn't be able to get to the end on those, but it's Gaza, so I honestly wouldn't rule it out. If anybody can perform a miracle on tyres, it's Gaza. So, and Runner, they're the two to watch that can really extend stints out on tyres. The only difference is Runner has to pit. So, at the moment, Briefing has got the gap to John down to 3.8. Still going to be, as I say, it's going to be difficult for John to push these tyres out to the end. I just kind of hope for him that he can. I'm just a bit worried that he could end up with a puncture on the last, or on either the second last or last lap. So let's hope he doesn't. It's one of those. He's come from so far down. He's easily getting driver of the day as it stands right now, and he's coming from so far down that if he has to give up the win to Briefing Cow just to get those tyres out to the end and take P2, then do it. You know. Obviously, he's not just going to slow down now and let him catch up. Of course, he's not. But you know, Brian into the pits from the lead then. Looks to me there's a Ferrari of Zico. I think he will come out behind Zico. He may come out between the Ferrari and the Aston Martin of Joker. It's going to be close between him and Joker, actually. Joker into turn 1 now. Brian just exiting. They are right next to each other on exit. I think Brian realised really late then that Joker was there. But, was right with Brian's strategy. He's just pushed the hard stint out a bit so that he can move to the softs. You would think that would result in him, unless there's somebody else does a late change to softs, would think that's going to result in Brian taking fastest lap. At the moment, FRT Evan has just gone purple around the whole lap and is now fastest. Battles do we have then? We know we've got Joker and Brian. Difference is for Brian, when you exit the pits on softs, they don't take anywhere near as much warming up as the medium or hard compounds. So they'll already be heated up for him. So he's going to start attacking the back of Joker very, very quickly. Need to add runner to my naughty list. It's not going to get CRP tonight. 6 on there at the moment. Evan is into the pits then. Has to come off those softs. Obviously he can put another set on. Just looking through goes Joker and Brian. Brian has gotten past Joker as well. Into P6. And he will look to chase down Zico now. Although Brian does of course have a penalty. But to be fair, but the way things went for Brian early doors, being kicked from session and stuff like that, Dogs and Gaza are fighting for the final podium slot. Well, on a sector 3 yellow, that's, I believe, yeah, that's Art Hoff. He's on his own at the moment. There's Hoff, and into the pits he comes. What Hoff can do here, he's not in any danger of losing a place to Walkie, and Evans too far up the road. So what Hoff can do is switch to soft tyres. We award a fastest lap for top 10 and bottom 10 in ARC, so he can look to see if he can get the fastest lap out of the top bottom 10. Maybe difficult while Evans in there, and Lord DA for that matter. So but he may as well give it a go, as Brian does set the fastest lap of the race. I thought that one was coming up. Obviously he's going to try and chase down Zico, but that is going to be a very tall order. For the lead then, this is for the lead. Briefing Cow has caught the back of Jon Snow. As I said, John has really got to look after those tyres to get into the end. The gap behind Briefing Cow is just over 7 seconds to Dogs. I have to admit, I've got to give it to him, I wouldn't have predicted this top 3 at all. So Briefing Cow then through into the lead under the DRS. I'm sure John, being a racer, is going to want to attack him, but I think his attention just needs to switch here to not really worrying about Briefing, but trying to keep the lead to Dogs, which I think he can do. Dogs has got a penalty as well, which makes it even easier. But I would imagine, because John's taking these tyres so long to get to the end, I wouldn't imagine driving in the bad air of Briefing Cow's car would be the best idea for him. Although, of course, he'd be liking to keep the DRS if he can. As TRT Evan now sets the fastest lap of the race. nicking it off of Brian. I wonder if they'll have a little showdown for it. Runner is pitted, by the way, and switched to fresh softs, so he might be able to do something about a fastest lap as Zico gets past Gaza for P4. Sorry guys, we were watching this. Just go down to Zico and Gaza. So, Zico doing well today. He's having a good race, and gotta give Gaza a shout. He's on 21 lap old hards now, and he pitted for these hards. Oh, has Gaza pitted? Oh, I don't think he has. I think he's still got a pit. Earlier on, I said he might try and take these to the end, but he can't. I'm just working out. He's done 22 laps. We're on lap 23. No, he has to pit still. Oh, am I going mad? Yeah, he has to. So maybe Gaz is just showing off to show how far he can take a set of hards. I don't know. Perhaps he's still hoping for rain. Perhaps he's hoping for a safety car. Safety car's gone now. It won't come out now. As Lord DA pits then. It's just he's going to stick another set of softs on. And he'll look to take the extra point for the fastest lap outside the top 10. But he's going to lose a position doing it. So Runner moves ahead of him. And he's going to end up with quite a decent lead on Lord DA here as Runner. DA just coming out of the pits now. So yeah, it's going to be a significant lead for Runner, which will extend for a little bit as Lord DA warms his tyres up. Should we take a quick look at the penalties then? So it's 6 seconds for Dogs as he does get ahead of John's. Oh, John's pitting? Oh, he's had to turn around and say they're not going to last. He's had to decide they're not going to last. It's just such a shame. Well, it does make us think because Gaz is on 23 lap old hards. So, going by that, John should have been able to get to the end. But, well, what a shame for John that is. That's dropped him right the way down to P9 it's going to. TRT Evans going to get through. I was rooting for him. Unlucky John. Gaza tries to defend Brian. Oh, careful. Careful, careful. Head down the straight. It's going to lead up to Cops. So we're going to go side by side into Cops. Gaza's going side by side into Cops with 23 lap old hards. They keep it clean. Does Gaza realise he hasn't pitted yet? What is going on? Sorry, we were looking at the penalties, weren't we? Sorry. Let's get back to the penalties. So Dogs has got 6 seconds, which will promote Zico up into P2. Brian's got 3 seconds, which at the moment Gaza's inside, but has to pit. 3 seconds for Runner. 3 seconds Lord DA. 9 seconds for Hoff. 9 for Walkie. Alright. Just making sure I've got all them on my list, and I have indeed. I haven't got Lord DA on my list. Sorry, Lord DA. On my naughty list. It's not a naughty list, by the way, guys. It's just marking off who's picked up penalties. They don't get the CRP. Well, Gaza has to pit this lap. Unless I am really wrong on this. He's done every single lap on these hard tyres. He's completed 24 laps on them. We're on lap 25. So he must have... Unless it's a glitchy thing and I'm not seeing the correct information. LJ saying he has been in the pits. It's definitely still on hard. Well, I'm only going by what the graphic says on my screen. He definitely didn't start the race on softs. And he's driven past the pits. Something strange happening here. Gaza is disqualified from the session. Failure to use 2 different compounds of race tyre. I can't believe that. I wonder if we're going to find out after the race if there's some sort of glitch there on that. But obviously, at the moment, it just looks like he's forgotten to pit to us, but or to me. But we'll see. But as it is right now, let's go to Briefing Cow because he's coming through the last few corners to take victory at Silverstone. Congratulations to Briefing Cow. Fantastic race. Dogs as well has had a fantastic race. He's going to take P2 on track, but of course Zico will be promoted to P2, having stayed penalty free. But I think Dogs will hold on. Brian's heading for the line. Yeah, so Dogs holds on to P3, Brian P4. Joker on his debut. Fantastic debut from Joker. And a fantastic race for Aston Martin as they finish P5. And all being well, P6 as Reaper comes across the line. TRT Evan finishes P7. Jon Snow P8. FRT Evan is on for finishing P9. Guys are lagged out of the lobby, but I invited him back. So Evan finished 9 anyway, runner 10, Lord DA 11, Hoff 12. Game Awards driver of the day to Zico. I'll just have a look at that in a second. I might be in agreement. A winner might... I feel bad for it. John would have been an absolute shoo-in for it if he'd have pushed those hards out. But I knew it was going to be difficult for him. I managed to eat 17 laps that in practice. And I don't think I'd have liked to have done many more laps on him. So I thought it was going to be difficult. And it's better for him to take the points he's got rather than end up getting a puncture at the end. So it's Briefing Cow celebrating then. It's Zico with a great drive today. Very impressed with Zico today. Very good drive. And Dogs P3 as well was a very good drive too. Brian P4, Joker P5, our debutant. Very tempted to give him driver of the day, but he did drop a place overall. Reaper in P6, great drive. Evan P7 and fastest lap. Jon Snow P8 in the end. FRT Evan P9, runner P10. Lord DA P11, Art Hoff finishes P12. Wolke makes it to the end and still finishes P13 to pick points up for Haas. Fastest lap outside the top 10 will go to Lord DA. So he'll pick up an extra point for that. other than that, let's just quickly go down to the bottom, and there we have it. I'm not quite going to get the instance in, I don't think, no. Unfortunately, sorry, stewards, in case you need them. So, there we have it. Okay, well, sum the race up. It got off to a decent start. There was a couple of little things at the start, but nothing major. A mixture of strategies going on. I think probably the main talking point was a bit of contact between Briefing Cow and TRT Evan, but that's not for me to really discuss here. I don't really have a view on it. So yeah, other than that, some great stints from drivers. Overall, for a driver of the day, oh goodness me, I really am. I'm stuck between Briefing Cow and Zico. If I'm honest, I think they both drove awesomely. Brian drove really well as well. Dogs drove really well. Yeah, I feel a bit harsh here, but I'm going to go with Briefing Cow tonight for a driver of the day, quite simply because you can't keep winning races or coming second or whatever and not ever get a driver of the day. So I think for today, for this race, I am going to award Briefing Cow driver of the day with a shout out to Zico because I thought Zico had an absolutely brilliant race. So well done to Zico as well. Other than that, congratulations to our top three. Congratulations to all the drivers that finished and picked up points for their team. Well done, guys. All in all, it was a really good race. There were some good battles. There were some spins. There were some little bits of contact. There wasn't loads, which is great. These things do happen. We're racing at the end of the day. They're bound to have a bit of contact sometimes. But other than that, thanks to everybody that's watched the stream live. I know there's several of you out there. Gaz, obviously, I don't know what's happened, mate. We'll see what we can. Yes, Ghost Rider, definitely. it was really close between him and Zico. To be honest, it was really hard to those two tonight. So, yeah. Other than that, yeah, Gaza, I will look at it, mate. But I don't know. I cannot sort of make a decision here on the spot because I just don't know. But obviously we'll look at it for you, okay? It might be like, if you remember a race last season where we classified you as the last driver, maybe. I don't know. We'll speak about it. That's all we can do, mate, isn't it? So, and work out what we can do. That's such a shame for you. Yeah. So, anyway, guys, as I said, thank you very much to everybody that's watched live. Thank you to everybody that watches the stream back. I really appreciated it. And we know lots and lots of you do. So, thank you ever so much to all of you. We will be back as ARC. We are back. We have the Academy race on Tuesday. It's not normally streamed, but occasionally, if I'm free, I might do it. I don't think I will be free, but if somebody else is, somebody might do it for us. Other than that, we'll be back on Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. for Tier 3 at Jeddah, followed by the Realistic Tier on Thursday at 8 p.m. also at Jeddah, and it's Jeddah week, so every race is at Jeddah, and then of course Saturday Tier 2 5:45, Tier 1 8 p.m. Come and join us, guys, and enjoy the action at what has been, since it got added to the game, an absolutely fantastic track with great racing every time. So please do join us. Thanks very much, everyone, and good night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.